Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time of the day you may be watching this. My name is D Battle, aka D Battle Barber, and this week I will be coming to you in the form of a vlog, as you can tell. So, for those of you that's been keeping up, this is my fourth post, and before I get into my reason for coming in front of you today, I want to tell you a little bit about why I started the blog. I started because I wanted to give back to young and up and coming barbers that's, maybe in barber school, about to come out of barber school, just started in the barbershop. And I just wanted to give them a little bit of my experience. Now, this November will make 10 years that I've been cutting. And it's been a bumpy road. So some of you that may be following me now, my recent followers, you may look and see that I have my own suite now. I've had the suite. This August will be 2 years that I've been in my own suite. So today, my topic of discussion is investing in yourself and how I came about that topic. So, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Last week, I was finishing up Charlemagne the God's book, Shook One. And so I was probably like 2 to 3 chapters, I had 2 to 3 chapters left before I was finishing. And I was reading, I ended up falling asleep, but I woke up, I finished the chapter. So this was Friday morning going into Saturday morning. I dropped the blog 6 o'clock every 2 weeks on Sunday. So, okay, I get up, I can't remember what time it was, it might've been 12, 30, quarter to 1 a.m. So I said, okay, I'm gonna write the blog before I go back to sleep. 2009, I started barber school. June 2009, I was the only one in my class to come there. I was in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at the time. Now I currently reside in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is about a 30-minute drive from each other. So I finally get up enough money, save enough money. I say, well, I'm gonna move to Greensboro because I was commuting. I ended up working at a shop. When I first came to Greensboro, I was working at a shop with one of my friends from Winston-Salem State University. His barber had opened up a shop, went and checked him out. I was there for like a year, didn't really gel with each other. Both had, he had a vision for his shop, of course. I didn't fit the bill. I got let go. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't responsible. I was only about, well, I ain't gonna say about, I probably was about maybe 23, 24. Young, thinking I knew everything, didn't know one thing, especially about this business. All of that to say, I'm grateful for the journey, and it probably could have went another way, but I'm glad it went the way it did because this is my experience that I now can share with you and possibly can get you to a better situation before you run into a bunch of stuff like I did. Okay, now let's talk about investing in oneself. Now I'm gonna give you 3 things that I did, and it may or may not work for you, but it's a lot of other things that you can do as far as investing in yourself. This is what worked for me. First thing I did was I looked myself in the mirror and I checked myself. I had to let myself know that I was being irresponsible. I was making a bunch of money and I was spending a bunch of money. So, this is 2019. I've had a financial advisor now for, I want to say 4 years, if not 4, 3. 3 at the least, 4 at the most. But when I met him through a client, and we got together, talked about future plans as far as business, personal life went, and we got a plan together, and I started to take extra money that I was making and started investing. Now, I'm a low risk investor. He gives you, I got a form to fill out that lets you know if you are low, moderate, or high risk. I'm low right now. I plan on being high risk one day, but it is what it is. So I want to tell you have to start from where you are. So I don't know what your current position is right now. If you're in barber school, just got out, started working in a shop, maybe you've been in it for as long as me and it hasn't started clicking yet. But one thing you have to do is start where you are. Like whatever money you're making now, you have to start doing with what you're making. doing with what you're making. So another thing I did, I started to write down how many clients I had per day and how much money I was making per day, per week, per month. And you can kind of gauge, things that you can cut out. Like if you're doing too many lunches in a week, start bringing some lunches, pack some lunches, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If it's a refrigerator at your shop, the owner got one in there for him, you better use it too. You gotta do what you gotta do. Start from where you are. The second thing I did was I started hanging with different kind of people, because in business, when you dealing with friends and family, and we won't get into that this week. That's another topic for another day. But what I'm gonna say is that song Drake had, whatever year it came out, when he was screaming that no new friend stuff, it's right in some sense, but in other sense, no. Gotta get around new people. Gotta get around people who think bigger than you. I give you an example. If you're somebody who's currently living in an apartment and you want a house one day, you can't keep hanging around apartment-minded people. People that want to continue to pay rent. They don't want a mortgage. They don't want to own something and leave a legacy for their kids and their kids' kids. So you got to get around somebody that's talking ownership. That's the only way you're going to be able to own something. You just can't sit on your hands and think whatever it is you want just going to pop up. You have to work. You got to put the work in. Invest in yourself. This means whatever it is you're doing. I'm talking to barbers, I'm talking to stylists, but it doesn't matter. If you're somebody who's looking at this blog and you're hungry for something other than what you're currently doing or what you currently have, you got to put the work in. Like anybody that's known me for a long period of time, or I just say known me since I began my barbering career, they know it was days that I didn't make no money. It was weeks that I was going in my savings account paying booth rent. And I must admit, it was times where I had to, use my charisma to get females to help me out. And I'm just keeping it real, because if you've been in that situation or you currently in that situation, man, that's a terrible place to be in. It was times where I had to call my mama and be like, hey, I'm short on rent this month. You know what I'm saying? What can you do for me? And if she couldn't do it, I had to make it shake and do what I had to do. So, it's rough and it's going to be rough. But if you endure it and come out on the other end, man, things are going to be so much better for you. So, you just got to get around different minds. Can't continue to hang around the minds of turtles. You got to get around gazelles. Third thing, got to start reading. Now, when I say reading, I don't mean just, reading my blog. You can read my blog, though. I got some good stuff, I'm telling you. I got some great things coming. But you got to read stuff that you're interested in. That's the only way you're going to be able to, figure this thing out. So a couple of my books, and when I say a couple, I mean a couple because I got like a library. So this is something that was definitely needed around the time I started to change. I had some habits I had to break. And man, when I say habits, for those of you who may smoke nicotine, it can be cigarettes, those little pens or whatever they got going on nowadays. You got to stop. Because that's a habit that's taking money from your pocket that can be going towards something else. And I know it's hard, trust me. Well, for me, my wife always tells me, she was like, you can quit stuff cold turkey, and I don't understand how. It's just, when I got a will to do something, I'm going to do it. So, habit changes, that was a good one. Everybody is going to need this one day. The Power of Patience. That's also by MJ Ryan. That one and Habit Changes, both MJ Ryan books. That book, I continue to read that one. These books are not one-time reads. Like, I read them every year, and then I add more stuff to read each year. So yeah, like, you really have to read things you're interested in, or I'll say things you're interested in and things that you feel need to be changed. Like, for instance, the Barber Method. The reason Chuka's book is so good to me is because me and him are in the same years of our career. He's 10 years in, maybe 11. I'm 10 years in. But he had his first shop, I think he said, after 2 years of working. And it basically let me know what my mindset was. When I 2 years into my barbering career, no. Definitely couldn't have owned no shop. Not at all. I won't even hold you. This one, 12 Universal Laws of Success by Herbert Harris. Anyone that comes to my suite and we talk about reading books, this is the first book I always tell them. This transformed my whole way of living. Like, behind the Bible, this is it. Like, you might not need nothing else. You can read whatever, but I'm telling you, that one right there, just the way he, I don't know. I'm going to let you get into it. And like I said, I got plenty of topics coming. We're going to get back into these books. I'm just showing you a little bit of what I read. That's the one I told you that I just finished last week. Amazing book. And it just helped me realize that I deal with anxiety. So this is something that you may be dealing with currently. In our business, it can come quicker than you know it, because you're dealing with so many personalities, egos, whatever you want to call it, just so many people, different walks of life. So you got to grow up quick in this industry. And the way you will do that is, you know, how they say, broadening your horizons. Like, your mindset will be so open to things and people, and the way life just shifts out of nowhere, you'll be ready for it before it even happens. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. These are books you probably already heard of, probably already read. If you're not into anything by John Maxwell, this was his newest book, Leadership. Amazing read. Get anything John Maxwell, because everything he talks about basically is leadership. And eventually you will be in a position in this industry to become a leader, whether it be a manager of a shop, you may own your own shop, or a couple of shops one day. I pray that everybody in this industry that's looking at this vlog, I pray y'all get everything y'all want, because I want it for myself, and I would love to see everybody else get it as well. So, you know. And last but not least, Dave Ramsey, The Total Money Makeover. This is one of his newest books. Read that one. This is one of my first reads earlier this year. I got a goal to read 40 books before June. So if y'all have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Email them to me. I'll leave my email in here somewhere. Or you can go to my website at resurrectioncuts.com and just go to the contact page and leave me your suggestions there, man. But not going to take up too much more of your time. I know I took a little more than I had planned to, but this is what I would say to end this. Start investing in yourself from where you are. Get around people that are going to inspire you to become better, and read. Everything you can pick up, read it. Whether it be my blog, another barber's blog, another barber's book. You definitely want to read up on some stuff that successful people that's in your industry, or successful people in general. They have so much advice to give that you can keep for yourself, you know, and share it with other people if you feel like it. To each his own, man. But I appreciate y'all for watching. And if you have any questions, comments, like I said, you can leave them in the comment section. You can email me. My email is resurrectioncuts@yahoo.com, and the website is www.resurrectioncuts.com.